Okay. Well, good morning. So our conversation just a minute or so ago about the vaccine actually works hand in hand with what I was going to talk about anyway, and that came from preparing. Every Monday I prepare my classes for the week. I prepare the theme and the major poses and so on. And when you have in a class, there are different rules for different things, but when you have what we call a big pose, like a challenging pose, you need, my job is to prepare your body in the first half of the class for that pose. So that made me think that, why don't I apply that principle to everything I do? You know, why? At yoga, I slow down, I know how to go step by step, but, you know, off the mat, I need to hone in on those skills of taking one step at a time, right? And being patient, not being in such a rush. And so slowing down and waiting is not such a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's a healthy thing. So let's come inside, close our eyes. And think about slowing down your breath. Begin to deepen your breath. Take a big inhale and then a long, slow exhale. And the reason I always say a long, slow exhale is because the exhale, and a slow one is best, triggers the vagus nerve, the parasympathetic nervous system, meaning you go from any mode of fight or flight to rest and digest. You just relax completely. So our breath helps us to slow down, to be patient, to relax. So deepen your inhale, fill yourself up with new life, and then when you exhale, make it very slow, allowing you to recharge and to let go, to completely let go, to rest and digest. I like to call it repair and relax. Come back to your natural breath. And open your eyes to take in the light. Wow, there was no sun a little while ago. I keep moving the clock so I can see it. It has to be out of the sun. Okay, all right. So let's begin our warm up. So over lateral stretch, over to the right, left arm alongside left ear, bend your right elbow. Inhale, exhale, place your left hand forward of your right knee. Bring your right arm parallel to your left. You have a nice long flat back. Your arms are straight. You're looking forward. Inhale. On an exhale, bend your elbows and fold. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, fold. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, fold. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, fold. And now let's stay down in this fold for a few breaths. An introspective position, looking inward. Then on an inhale, straighten your arms, slide your hands to your right knee, left hand on right knee, right arm behind you for support, look over your right shoulder. Get taller on your inhale. When you're empty of breath, you can try twisting a little bit more, or not. Inhale, place your left hand on your right thigh. Exhale, your right arm to the left for a lateral stretch that's slightly on a diagonal. Notice where you feel resistance. Notice where it feels good. Inhale, both arms up to center. Exhale, your arms behind you. Interlace your fingers, Yoga Mudra. Open up your heart, baby back bend. Inhale, exhale, fold over your legs any amount. Let your arms reach straight back behind you or up to the ceiling. Don't push your shoulders if they're not ready. And then slowly unfold. Release your arms. All right, let's do that on the other side. Lateral stretch to the left. Make sure both sits bones are down. The tendency is for your hip to come up. Inhale, exhale, your right hand forward of your left knee, parallel arms, straight flat back. Inhale, exhale, bend and fold. Inhale, look forward, straight arms. Exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, and then exhale one more time, folding over your knee and staying there for a few breaths, just so that you give yourself time to notice your body. Inhale, straight arms, slide them back to your knee. Twist to the left. Right hand on left thigh, left arm reaches to the right. Your right hand should be helping to encourage your left hip to stay down. Inhale, both arms up to center. Exhale, send your arms back behind you, fingers pointing forward. Open up your heart. Inhale, ha. Exhale, dragon's breath. 3 more times. Inhale, ha, ha, ha. Push off your fingers, fold over your legs. Any amount. Inhale, unfold. Right, good. So shake your legs out. Send them out in front of you, shake them out. Rotate them. All right, bring the soles of your feet together. Hands on shins. And you know what's coming next, right? So inhale your heart forward. Exhale, cat spine. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Couple more times. And then come back up to a neutral spine. Okay. Step your feet to the edge of your mat. Bring your hands back behind your hips like we had before with your fingers pointing forward. You're going to send your knees to the left, look over your right shoulder. Inhale to center, send your knees to the right, look over your left shoulder. Inhale, exhale to the left, look over. Inhale, exhale, look over. Inhale your legs to center. Come over onto any side, and you're going to make your way into a child's pose. Extend your arms overhead. Look between your hands. Lift your hips. Send your heart between your arms. Turn over your toes, turn under your toes. Downward facing dog. Get your alignment in your dogs. And then begin to walk your dog. Come back to Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Come forward to plank. Bring your left knee to the mat underneath your left hip. Swivel your right foot. Fan open to the right. Send your arm alongside your ear, your toes in the opposite direction. Open up your heart a bit and feel the stretch, a full side body stretch. Now, while you're here, you're going to rotate your arms. Big rotation from the shoulder joint, big circles. And then the next time your fingers are pointing to the ceiling, pause and go the other way. And then bring your hand back down, bring your knee back down, other side. We will start with down dog, so turn under your toes, downward facing dog. Come forward to plank. So you know in your plank, your shoulders are over your wrists. Your heels are kind of, but not really moving back, but keeping your legs nice and strong. You're using your core muscles to keep you away from the mat. Crown of your head is one end of this plank. Your heels are the other end of this plank. Bring your right knee to the mat. Swivel your left foot, fan open to the left. Arm alongside your ear, stretch your side body. Rotate your arm. And pause, and then go the other way. And then bring it down. Right. Slide your hands to your knees, whoops, and come to stand on your knees. Okay. Step your right foot forward. Walk it away. You know what's coming. We do this almost every week, right? Inhale your arms up as you slide your hips forward. Exhale, bring your hands to the mat, straighten your leg, bow over your leg. Inhale, bend your knees, arms come up, slide forward. Exhale, down and back. Inhale one more time, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, straighten your leg. Bend your knee, slide it back, and bring it back where it started. All right, left leg. Walk your foot away. Inhale, arms up above, slide your hips toward the back of your leg, your left leg. Inhale, exhale, hands down, straighten your leg, bow over your straight leg. Inhale, arms up, hips forward. Exhale, hands down, straighten your leg. Inhale, bend your knee, arms come up, hips forward. Exhale, bow and straighten. Bend your knee, slide your foot back and put it back where you found it. All right. So I don't know why I like facing this way, so I'm turning. So bring your hands to the top of the mat. And you're going to make circles with your hips. All right. Big circles or little ones. They don't have to be big. Some of you may be able to send your hips all the way back behind you and then come forward. I'm not going to do that because my knee is still mending. So when you are forward next, exhale, begin the circles with your hips again. And then come forward. Place your forearms on the mat. Slide your elbows so that they're underneath your shoulders, your knees under your hips. And we're going to do our sliding back and forth. Slide back and forth like a little car or a little train on its tracks. I have named this come to center after Tanka toys, Tankasana. So, and come to center. Slide your right leg back behind you, turn under your toes, your knee away from the mat. Slide your left leg back behind you, for a forearm plank. And notice the difference. Is this easier for you or more difficult than a straight arm variation? This is a good thing to do, by the way. You can bring your knees down, your thighs down. So forearm plank or even forearm down dog is a very good thing to do if you have really bad wrists. I know some of you do, or they may not be really bad, but would not like to put so much weight on them. So if all the other methods don't work, this is a good one to use. And you get a lot of core work too at the same time. Okay, we're in Sphinx, elbows under shoulders. Yeah. And you're looking over, your legs are out from your hips. You're looking over your kingdom. And just breathe. You're going to send your right arm forward, place it down on the floor, put your left arm, put your left ear on it, and roll on to your left side. Your right hand in front of your chest for support. And we're going to do little leg lifts, just a few. Yeah, so you're going to lift your top leg a few times. Maybe they'll get bigger each time. You'll lift them a little bit farther away. Okay. And then you're going to bring your forearm to face the edge of the mat. Bring your elbow under your shoulder. So your fingers are facing the edge of your mat, yeah? And you're going to now lift your top leg and send it in the same direction as your arm. In fact, they should be parallel. Your forearm and your top leg, your right leg. You're going to bend your left knee, take your left foot in your right hand, and open your heart up to the sky. Open it up. And now bring your shoulders back in line, your spine back in line, and just feel for a moment, just feel this pose. And remember it when we're standing later. Release your foot, lengthen it, bring your right leg back on top. You're going to roll on to your belly, come back to Sphinx. And I'm going to turn around. So we're going to do this side a little differently. I think it might be a little bit easier this way. So you have you're in your Sphinx, elbows under shoulders. So send your right fingers to your left elbow and then roll over onto the side. All right, so you're already, you don't have your ear on your arm, so we'll do our leg lifts from here, right? And that's just, notice how different it might feel, not having your shoulder down and doing your leg lifts. And then bring it down. Okay. So now you want to send your top leg, your left leg, so that it's parallel with your right forearm. You're going to bend your right knee, take your foot. Open up your heart, look up to the sky. Then bring your shoulders back in line, your spine back in line, and feel. Just feel. Release your foot, Lengthen your leg, bring your top leg on top of the bottom one, and then roll back over onto your belly. Send your arms straight overhead onto the floor. You're going to lift your right leg and then send your toes to the wall behind you. So your leg isn't going to lift a lot. This is about stretching your leg from the hip socket, right? Stretch it a little bit and bring it down. And then do the same thing on the left side. You're lifting it and sending your toes to the opposite wall. And bring it down. Do the same thing with our arms now. So lift your right arm and send your fingers to the wall in front of you and bring it down. Left arm, fingers to the wall in front of you and bring it down. All right. So now you're going to bend your left knee. You're going to reach behind with your left hand. Take your left foot or ankle. Right. And you're going to lift, use, the leverage of your hand on your thigh. Lift your thigh up away from the floor and bring it back down. I'm going to use my pant leg to protect my knee. So you can do the same. Lift it up and bring it down. All right. And now you're going to lift your thigh and lift your right arm. This is King Dancer on your belly and bring it down, which we're going to do when we're standing later. All right. So extend your arms, extend your legs. Bend your left knee. Reach behind for your, right knee. Reach behind. Oh boy. Reach behind for your right foot. You knew I meant the opposite one, right? And then you're going to lift your thigh away a second time and a third time. You're going to lift your thigh and your left arm. Keep your left foot on the mat. And bring it down. Place one hand on top of the other, elbows away from each other, and bring your forehead to your little pillow that you made with your hands. And rock your hips from side to side. You're going to release your arms, bring them under your shoulders, and push yourself back up to come back on to your knees. Okay. Bring your hands to your hips, to your back hips. Your heel of your hand is on your back waist. Your elbows want to come toward each other. You're going to inhale and exhale. And then on an inhale, you're going to lift your heart up to the sky. So you're keeping your hips and your sacrum stable with your hands here. All right. So especially if you have any lumbar up here, any lumbar things that don't work well. And open up and then come back to a neutral spine. So that feeling of trying to keep from the waist down stable, and it's important to protect your sacral joints, to protect your sacrum, sacred Sacral. Sacral. Okay, so sacrum. Why can't I say the word? Okay, never mind. Hands back on your back hip. Open up your heart. Sacrum. I'm thinking of the sacral plexus, the chakras. Yeah, and release. All right. So this time, interlace your fingers, let your knuckles reach just a little bit for the mat. But remember what we just did, keeping your sacrum stable. You're going to press your knuckles down and make a much bigger back bend. So your hips will be over your knees, Uttanasana, the camel. And then release. Bring your hands to the mat, wag your tail. And then pause and come to child's pose. And then we're going to make our way up to stand. Okay. Right. Come to your mountain. Let's salute the sun. Inhale. Bring that energy down. Inhale. Exhale. Once more. Inhale and exhale. Okay. So we're going to do a few more preps before we come to NataRajasana, a King Dancer. But we're going to do some variations of King Dancer also. So come to the top of your mat. Come onto the ball of your right foot. Weight is on your left. You're going to step back to Warrior One position, legs in their own lane. And you're going to lift your hips, coming onto the ball of your right foot. And you're going to come onto your tiptoes, straightening your left leg, giving you support so that you could send your right knee forward and lift it up. And then bring it down. Okay, let's do that again. Send your right leg back. Come onto the ball of your foot as you bring your weight over your left leg. We're doing this gradually. You're going to come onto your toes as you straighten your left leg and then lift your right knee so that it comes up in the air and bring it down. Okay. All right, so now other side onto your the ball of your left foot. Step back to Warrior One. We're not really doing Warrior One. We're just doing some more prep, right? Come onto the ball of your left foot. Come over your right leg. And as you come forward a little bit more to bring your weight fully over your right leg, you're on your tiptoes of your left leg. And then you can lift your leg up to the sky one more time. All right, I'm just going to tell you what to do because that's a little tough on putting my weight on my knee like that. So I will go only part of the way. All right, so come forward, bringing your weight over your right leg. Come onto your tiptoe And then you're going to lift your leg all the way as high up as you can, or you can just do what I'm doing, your toes on the mat and your knees happier that way probably. All right. And all right. Okay. So next we're going to do a variation of King Dancer, right? And the first is one we've done many times. You're going to come to your mountain. You're going to soften your knees a bit. Step your right leg over your left, bend your knees. Right arm comes in front, left overhead. Your weight on your left leg as you lift your right. And bring it down. And we do that on the other side. So cross over and lift. And bring it down. All right. So that's Lord Shiva dancing. So he does that. There are images of him just like this. And you can do this with me. Yeah. But there's also the goddess version of this. And the goddess version is you step your right foot over your left, line up your toes, stay on the ball of your left foot, bend your knee a little bit. This time you are going to have your right arm overhead, your left in front of you, and you're going to look over your left shoulder. And maybe you'll lift your right foot. Yeah, you're looking for it over your shoulder. And bring it down. Okay. Other side. Step your left over your right, bend your knees a little bit. Come on the ball of your left foot. Right arm in front, left overhead, so you can look over your right shoulder. Maybe you'll lift that leg. Maybe you'll even take hold of your foot. Maybe not. Good, good, excellent. Okay. All right, so those are our first level King Dancers. So King Dancer, there's a few ways you'll do this. I'm going to, and this is one way to do it. Now, the way you should do it is to take your foot, send your leg back, and Bill, can you come and show them? All right, this is one way, so just take a look. So the first thing is to lift your right leg, reach for your ankle or your foot, knee to knee, you want knee to knee. Then the left arm comes up, the right knee goes back. And if you fall out of it, you just do it again. Yeah, there you go. All right. Thank you. You want to do the other side? Or you could do it at your, all right, thank you. So that's one way of doing it. So I'm going to do it by holding on to my pant cuff because I can't bend my knee that much. But there is another way to do it also. So normally I would be taking, this foot in my hand. Now I want you to imagine that there's a wall in front of you. There's a wall. And your hand is shoulder height. You bend your right leg, right? Your weight is on your left. You're going to take your foot or your pant or whatever it is. As you slide your hand up the wall, you send your knee back behind you and your chest forward. for your king dancer. Very nice. Very nice. All right. So let's do that on the other side. And the reason we do this in a live class, I would have you do this on the wall. When you're sliding your hand up the wall, it not only gives you that balance because you're leaning on something, but if you feel the wall there, it'll work. And the beauty of it is that it allows you to curve your arch needs to be this way, up, not flat. It's not a warrior one. So here's another way to do this. So left arm is straight up. I'm coming onto the ball of my left foot. I'm sending my right arm back behind me, bending my right knee, sending my foot and knee back behind me as I reach forward and up. So that's another variation of the pose, depending on you and your body, which one works best for you. Okay, so we're going to do King Dancer, and you pick your favorite way, right? So remember, one thing before you start, remember the foot that you have your weight on, your foot, the leg that you have your weight on, your foot needs to be flat on the mat. The whole undersurface of your foot is part of your support. What we tend to do is scrunch our toes like we're grabbing onto the mat. That doesn't work. You want the whole surface, you want more surface, right? And doesn't that make sense? To help you support your weight, right? So let's begin. You're going to stand on your left leg, bend your right knee, and walk your hand up the wall, your knee back behind you. Right, and release it. So remember, you can do that without touching anything. Other side. Flat foot. Come on to your left foot, your right leg. Take your foot or your pants. NataRajasana. All right. Okay. So we really should be doing the female variation of this. And it's the same, only different. So instead of, see which leg I should do this on. Instead of taking your right foot with your right hand, you take your right foot with your left hand, right? All right, and try not to fall out of it. So one way to do that, yeah. Okay, is to take it with your right hand first and then switch to your left, like so. Very nice. Now do the other side, I'll watch. I have to spare my knee, sorry. All right. So first start with taking your left leg. When you have your balance, switch and come forward. Very nice. And again, the other option is no hands touching foot. Just reach both appendages back and forward. Very nice. Okay, so our king and queen dancers. Okay, goddess and god. All right, so let's come back down onto our mat. Bend your knees. And slowly make your way down to the mat. When you get there, legs out in front of you, hands alongside your hips, dandasana. You're going to bring your right knee into your chest. Step it over your left leg. Wrap your left arm around your right leg. Look over your right shoulder. So these are more of similar movements to what we just have been making, right? You're going to lift your right arm alongside your right ear for a counter twist. Now you can stay here, or you can step your right leg away from your left leg. And as you do that, you'll roll over onto the pinky side of your leg, pinky edge side of your foot and leg. And then you're going to use your arm as a propeller. And stop for a moment. Notice how I have my leg, if you can take a look. It's pretty far away from my leg. And the reason for that is that when I come up to my side plank, I want my knee over my ankle. All right, so here we go. Right arm, lift your hips, side plank, supported side plank. And let your right arm lead you back down. Okay, other side. Start from dandasana. Bring your left leg in. Step it over your right wrap, twist. Lift your right arm, counter twist. Now you can stay here and be very happy. And you can be even more happy, even happier. Send your left leg away. You're on the outside edge of your bottom leg. And you're going to use your left arm as your propeller as you lift your hips for a side plank. And let your arms lead you back down. All right. So bring your legs back in front of you. Send your arms out and up, bend your knees. Inhale, exhale, begin the journey with a flat back coming forward. Inhale, exhale a little bit more. Inhale, exhale a little bit more. Inhale, exhale a little bit more. And then when you cannot go any further with a flat back, you're going to curl it a little bit. You're going to reach for the outside of your feet or your ankles. Straighten one leg, straighten the other, and fold over your extended legs any amount. Look up. Bring your arms alongside your ears. Unhinge. All right. So now we're going to test our core, which is pretty strong by now. Palms facing each other as your arms come parallel with your legs. And you're going to the count of 20, make your way down to the mat using those core muscles to keep you from hitting the mat with your back. Do you think, if you should think that that might happen, please bring your forearms down to the mat so that you do not slap anything onto the mat. So when you're, what is that distance? About 12 inches or so from the mat. Why don't you pause for a moment and hold it and then start again. All right. All right, excellent. Okay, so now we're going to cool down a little bit, or a lot. And since we did a lot of back bending, let's work on our backs. Send your right shoulder into the mat and release it. Send your left shoulder into the mat and release it. Do that one more time, right shoulder and release, left shoulder and release. Do both shoulders at once. Press them into the mat, feel your heart lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, press into the mat with both shoulders. Exhale, release. Good. Arms straight up, fingers pointing to the ceiling. And then let your shoulders come back down onto the mat. We're not reaching up, we're just pointing up. Bend one elbow and then the other so your forearms are one over the other, over your chest. Inhale, and then exhale, send your upper arm to whichever side you prefer to start on. Inhale to center, exhale to the other side. And you don't have to go all the way down onto the mat, as far as is comfortable. Inhale back to center. We'll do that twice more. Inhale your arm down. Inhale to center. Exhale your arm down the other direction. Inhale. And one last time. Center. All right, so what we were just doing there, release your arms. So we started with the top of our shoulders. So we just rolled over our shoulder blades. So now we want to come down our spine a little bit more. So bring your knees into your chest, hug them, and you can roll a little from side to side. And then bring your knees to center, one hand on each knee. Send your knees away from you, allowing your arms to straighten. Feel the curve of your lower back. Inhale, exhale your knees into your chest. Feel it flat on the back. And continue to do that a few more times at your own pace. Bending your elbows, straightening your arms, bringing your knees in, sending your knees away. So now we're getting our lower back and our ribs. All right. So next time your knees are in your chest, pause. Separate your knees, send them away from each other. Send your feet, keep your knees where they are, send your feet to the ceiling and take the outside of your feet for happy baby. Let your knees come as close as is comfortable. You can have your arms inside your legs or outside your legs to take your feet, either way. And then you're going to play in your crib, little happy baby. So you're going to straighten one leg and roll and straighten the other leg and roll. And then come to center. And you're going to bring your knees together again. And you're going to make big circles or little circles with both your knees. So we're going farther down, all the way down to the base of our spine. And then pause and go the other way. And then pause and bring your feet to the mat. Right. So now you'll send one leg straight out and then the other to come in to Shavasana. Your arms rotated from the shoulder with your palms facing upward. Let your legs just naturally open. Feel your whole back body sinking in to the earth, letting go. Om Namah Shivaya. I surrender to transformation and welcome the changes that will lead me to who I am. Take a deep breath and begin to reawaken your body. Roll your head from side to side. Make gentle movements with your hands and feet. Send your arms overhead, behind you, your feet in the opposite direction for a deep full body stretch. Then bring your knees into your chest, hug them, and roll from side to side. Come to center. Roll over onto whichever side you prefer to come to a fetal position. And then make your way up to sit. Come to your Sukhasana, your happy seat. And those of you staying for meditation, please get yourself ready. For those of you who must go, thank you so much. Have a magnificent, slow-paced day. So if you are in your seats, in your chair, or seated on the ground, close your eyes. And follow your breath. Remember that during this meditation, when thoughts come to mind, acknowledge them, say later, and then come back to your breath. Come back to the story of the meditation, to the visual. And this meditation is one of mindfulness, and we will be using our breath throughout the meditation. It's a pranayama meditation. So let's begin by bringing our awareness to our heart to settle us in our center of balance. And focus on your heart as you breathe into your heart. Allowing this central point in our body to be the place from which we begin. And with your next breath, send that breath all the way up to your brain. Imagine all those little bubbles of oxygen regenerating every cell in your brain so that you may think more clearly. Allow your next inhale to travel to your eyes and to linger there, to your eyes and to your third eye right between your brows. Allowing your breath to wake up your eyes so that you may see beyond what your eyes can show you. Take another deep breath and let that breath linger at your ears. Feel your breath circulating there so that you may listen more attentively and without judgment. And feel your next breath as it travels through your nose. Feel it, coolness coming through your nose. And releasing through your nose so that you may enjoy all the fragrances of this earth. Allow your next breath to come to your throat and your mouth. And bring another breath there to your mouth so that you may speak your mind. Say what you think with kindness. Allow your next breath to come to your neck, to circle there, to ease all the tension you may be holding there. Continue to breathe in to that space. And then allow your next breath to hover at your shoulders. Feel your breath traveling from one to the other to ease your burdens. And feel your next breath coming to your heart to fuel your heartbeat. And as your breath brings rhythm to that heartbeat, feel it opening up your heart to release compassion, not just for others, but for yourself. Self-compassion. Feel your next breath land in your belly. Feel your belly expand on your inhale and contract on your exhale, as if stoking a fire to release your courage, to allow you to do your will fearlessly. Feel your next breath land at your hips, your connection to the earth, your groundedness, so that you may be more stable, feeling secure in your foundation. Allow your next breath to travel down your legs, extension of your seat, down your thighs, over your knees, down your lower legs to your feet, to your toes. And breathe and let that breath flow down your legs so that you may be more mobile, so that you may be firmly grounded when you take your next step on life's journey. Bring your awareness back to your heart. And allow your next breath to travel from your heart down your arms to your fingertips, so that you may hold, hug, embrace more tightly, express yourself with more feeling. And allow your next breath to travel to any spot, anywhere in your body that causes you discomfort or pain, or your mind that leaves you stressed. Send your breath to any of those places wherever you feel you need it. And breathe into that spot to release your pain, to ease your stress, to bring comfort to your body and your mind. Allow your next breath to reach all the way up to the crown of your head, your connection to spirit, and imagine a light coming through the crown of your head all the way down through your body, down your arms, your torso, down your legs, filling your whole body. Feel this light filling you up so that you may feel more connected with spirit. And with your next breath, feel that light moving outside of you, outside your body, like a circle getting larger and larger, extending out so that you may be connected with everyone else in this world. Bring your awareness back to where we began, to your heart center. Bring your hands to your heart. Feel your heartbeat against your thumbs. Feel your hands pulsating from the beat of your heart. Bow your head. And as you lift your head, you'll slowly open your eyes. Thank you so much for being with me today. Make it wonderful.